A-list in full effect. Hi, Autumn. Hi, Autumn.
Hey, girl. I mean, you look like you just came from a tropical island somewhere. I'm just saying.
I did.
Girl, you are lit.
I had so much fun hosting the Soul Train cruise this year. We went to Mexico, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Half Moon Key. It was just so cool because I sound like a commercial for the Soul Train cruise, but it's so cool. It's just like all the artists who used to be on Soul Train, new artists after 7. I guess they were, in the scheme of things, the younger audience.
I saw your social media. It looked really lit. Like, it looked like you had such an amazing time. And I feel like they got it right having you hosted. You're like the perfect host.
Thank you, my love. I co-hosted with Don Cornelius's son, Tony Cornelius. Oh, and it's just so much fun. And everybody was just so ready to be together again. You know what I mean? Because the pandemic shut us down for 2 years. We were like, yes, I'm going to everything. You know what, Autumn, you and I had a little powwow yesterday and said, you know what, let's bring in WHUR-FM to just hold down the show with us.
Yep.
Right? So you want to go ahead and introduce him since I usually introduce everybody?
I feel like you should just stay with your own trend.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say that. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I know you weren't expecting this because we were trying to keep it a secret, but when it comes to this comedian, actor, just worldwide, everybody loves him. And so do we. And he is here to A-list with us. Please welcome the one and only George Willborn.
Hello, what up? Hello. Look at these two queens.
It's George. Flashing those pearly whites. I mean.
How are both of you guys doing? How you doing, Angela, Autumn? How you guys?
I'm good. And can I just say, good. George, you do not look how you sound. Like, I was not. This is my first time.
That was a backhanded compliment.
You know what? I don't even think that was a backhanded compliment. I think she meant that exactly how that sounded to me. I think our listening and viewing audience know exactly what you meant by that. And I'm glad. I don't look like what you thought I looked like and what I sound like.
You don't look like what you've been through, George. You do not look like what you've been through, girl.
Hey, you know what, girl? I tell you what, it takes one to know one. You know that.
All right, kids, play nice.
Because you look fantastic. You look fantastic going through what you went through, girl. I've never believed. God is good. God is good. God will walk you through it, won't he, Autumn? He'll walk you through it, won't he?
Listen. Okay, I'm going to be the mediator here. In other news. Hey,
oh, man.
I was
and the way they straightened out all those teeth, oh, my God. The way they did that.
You leave my sis alone. She's beautiful.
I mean, all of them look real. All of them.
Yeah. Okay. Diversion. Right. I surrender. I know that's right. Listen, I was listening to you earlier today, and I always love when you just give what's happening in the world of celebrity.
Yeah.
Our girl Ashanti gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tell us about that.
Yeah. And tell us why.
George, I'm happy you said that because that was the number one thing everybody said, like Ashanti. But I think people realize, like, she's written for greats like Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
She's written songs for Beyonce. She's written songs for a lot of people that are super mega celebrities themselves. And she's had a very notable career as well.
No doubt.
Grammys. You got to think, Ashanti in like the 2000s, she was in a league of her own,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm so down for Ashanti. And we share the same birthday. She's October 13th. That's my claim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
an actress as well. People forget that she just
not quite the same year though, huh?
you are shady. You are a shady tree.
She's on fire tonight, and I'm here for it.
Just a year or two apart. Just a year or two apart.
Don't call me Auntie Ashanti. I could be. Well, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, well, she's an accomplished actress as well. You know, like what I actually interviewed her sometime last year. Yeah. Yeah, she was wrapping up like 2 Christmas movies, another album. She just signed a deal with like a Bitcoin company, like the first African American woman. You know,
and forgive Angela and I for looking like the RCA dogs.
I know, but you know what?
But you're getting a lot of stuff we didn't know. I mean, I know that she was a lot more accomplished than people really realize. Yeah. Obviously, because your body of work, it takes so long and so much for people to see all of it. So I really am. I'm joking around, but I'm really happy for her. She's been in the game a long time, you know.
I'm happy.
And to write that many songs that she can't sing herself, you know she has talent. You know, if you at least write a song that somebody else can sing. If you can't, you know. Sing.
Well, you know what? You know, that's absolutely right, and that's where you're going to get the coin, because publishing is really where it is.
Absolutely.
So speaking of reading, you check out Tiffany Haddish when Homegirl said to her, "Oh, I guess it was one of the Oscars after parties. Oh, is this a costume change?" She's like, "Yeah, darling, it's not a costume." Do you remember what she said?
Yeah. So you gotta remember, this is my theory. Anytime somebody puts little in front of something you're doing, it always comes off like a hater tone. Oh, I saw your little show.
Right. I saw your little movie.
Right.
Yeah, I see your little makeup line. Yeah.
It always gives, and that's how she started off. Oh, your little outfit change. Yeah. And I know with
little costume change.
Like she's like costume change.
Who did she say that to?
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. So it was an ET reporter that was on the red carpet, and Tiffany Haddish walked up. I believe it was like either Dolce & Gabbana, some high-end.
It was Dolce & Gabbana. She let her know quickly.
Yeah, custom piece. It was a beautiful green color. And the reporter was like, "Oh, I see you had a little costume change."
Right.
And look, every black girl was like,
"Oh, a little." And this ain't no costume. That ain't no costume. It's only a costume if you only wear it on Halloween. Tiffany gonna wear that dress about 10 more times. That ain't no costume.
I'm here for it too. Tiffany quickly let her know this is not a costume. This is Dolce & Gabbana. This is what fame looks like. This is what success looks like. All of the above. And then the girl said, "Oh my God, time of death, blah, blah, blah." And then she goes, "When is the book coming?" Oh no, when Tiffany kept saying, "This is what this, this is this," the girl said, "Okay, so when is this is what it looks like coming out?" She goes, "No, that's not the book, but Shade You with Joy is coming out in November." She was on.
Let me tell you something. Tiffany's been a friend of mine for 30 plus years. She's very sharp. We shared the same agent at one point when I was living out in LA. She is a sharp. I'm so excited and happy for all of her opportunities. And if you think that she's not here for any of that stuff, that they want to come for her on the red carpet or the black carpet, you can get another thing coming, because she's ready.
Well, I can really now. And I kind of like this trend where celebrities are checking these reporters. Like you're
absolutely
more, because these reporters, I use that loosely, they're not on their A game. They're not journalists. They didn't go to journalism school, so they don't really know how to engage.
No.
And so these celebrities are no longer just like smiling and like walking away.
But the little insults,
as they should. And so
the little cheap shots.
Exactly. So
yeah. Well, you know what? There was a cheap shot at the Oscars.
Speaking of cheap shots.
Were you guys watching it? Did you see it happen in real time?
No.
I did. I saw it happen in real time.
I am like, and so, Ken was like, that's real. I'm like, that's got to be a joke. They're just playing around. But then when the audio went out for all that time, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has heard about it or has seen it. So, but if they haven't, George, you want to set up what happened at the Oscars?
Sure. Chris Rock was presenting an award, I believe, for best documentary at the time, and he made a couple of jokes. One in particular, I think, about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett, in regards to perhaps her haircut or the lack thereof, and made a reference to what I thought was an old reference, as a matter of fact, a G.I. Jane joke. Which seemingly went over in the room well at first, even to Will's, seemed to laugh at the joke. Everyone except Jada seemed to appear to like the joke. And then scant moments after that, you saw you saw Richard Will Smith walking toward.
I see what you did there.
Walking towards Chris, and by the time he got up there, I don't know what Chris was thinking, because I'm from the south side of Chicago, which is like the equivalent of southeast DC. So I knew what was happening. I knew why he was walking up there. I knew this wasn't a Kanye moment. Let me take the mic and give you a piece of my mind. So at that point, what I thought was a punch ended up being I don't know if we can say this, a bitch slap right on the side of Chris Tucker's face.
Chris Rock.
Which I think Chris Rock's face. And I believe that Chris Rock showed the most poise that I've ever seen in any real live time situation for any entertainer that's caught on the spot like that. I doubt that I would have been able to handle it as gracefully as Chris.
Yeah. He looked shaken, visibly shaken at the time, though. And like he didn't know what to say. But his quick wit, what did he say? Wow. He said what happened, that he just slapped him. And then he said, this is the greatest moment in television history.
But isn't it sad, guys and ladies, isn't it sad that they really took away from a moment that in history and for our culture that was much more important to be addressed, and it got lost in the moment. It got lost in the culture of and the question that we wanted to be answered really wasn't answered because of all of this marred this whole event. And we didn't find out why Wesley Snipes wore what he wore, because that is what the hell was the most important thing. What in the 2-1 fool white men can jump over a blade was he wearing? How in the hell did he get 9 outfits from the last 7 movies made into one damn outfit? Now we can't get the question asked because we worried about the slap that's heard across the damn world.
Well, George, somebody said his outfit came from instructions. They said Wesley Snipes' outfit, he pulled it out the bag and it was a list of instructions on how to put it on.
I counted 12 different patterns. I counted at least 7 different fabric choices. I don't know. I saw buttons, zippers. I saw snaps. I saw Velcro. I just don't know how he did it. I think we have misguided sense of urgency here in what we're choosing to talk about. And now it's gone. This moment is gone. He's not going to wear it again. And we didn't find out why the hell he put it on in the first place.
Right. Well, I will say this, to your point, George. Like you said, it was a missed opportunity. Will Packer produced the show. Questlove won for documentary.
How often does that happen, Autumn? How often? How many times?
Exactly. The award for King Richard. Like you said, there were so many missed opportunities because that overshadowed it. But what we're not talking about is Jada. Let's be clear.
Wow.
Like you said, George, Will was laughing with everybody. Jada, a few days prior, went on the record saying, I don't care what people think about this bald head. I don't care.
Apparently she does.
When Chris Rock, who's a friend of the family, he's a friend of the Smiths.
Yeah, they're friends.
Chris Rock cracked a G.I. Jane joke. He didn't say anything about alopecia.
No.
Anything. It's comedy. And George, you can attest to this. When it comes to comedy, that's what makes comedy so important for us to live, because it pokes fun of things that we necessarily wouldn't be able to, because in the name of comedy, we can do that. So I do think that we have to pay attention to Jada, and we have to really bring Jada in this as well. Like, Jada, you could have stopped your husband.
Of course she could.
I think she's the reason that he did it. I mean, and to your point, Autumn, I remember, Will was laughing. He thought it was funny too. She immediately just rolled her eyes as soon as he cracked the joke and was visibly unhappy with the whole thing. So it looks like she's just like, look, are you gonna Are you going to handle this, babe? But
Yeah.
then also I'm thinking about Will and Jada and how Will has got to be feeling over her red table talks, her telling all the family business.
Now you're hitting on something, because I believe at some point Chris' face turned to Jada's, and when he was walking up there, Jada and August's face was there. I don't think he saw Chris at all. I think Jada and August's face fused, and when he got up there, he saw them both, and that's when the slap came in. That's the slap. But if the slap in slow motion was not the manliest slap, I don't know. You know the internet gonna dissect everything. And if you see it in slow motion, the slap kind of ended up with this was kind of, it wasn't the most manly slap, is what I'm saying. It wasn't like one of them Hancock slaps, you know. It was it was more like 6 degrees of separation slap. You know,
kudos to Chris Rock. You know, his tour sold out. He's getting more attention more than ever. You know, but that just goes to speak volumes of how society, how we eat up scandal like that. But
of course,
to hear if Chris Rock is going to talk about it. I think that's
people are trying to say they think it was staged. I mean, that's not. How could you even?
Well, I can tell you why people think it, because it's Hollywood, and it's hard to put anything over Hollywood and what they'll be willing to do, or Hollywood celebrities and how much fame they still want, how much clout you still want. That might be a bit far-fetched far as I'm concerned, but I think the bigger picture is what you kind of was hitting on, is that there was a lot of missed opportunities, because we're talking about some nonsense, and Oscars was real black this time, but when will be the next time, as we talk about how white it is, then we start and get the shine, and we get the spotlight that like we had, and like so many other times, the moments are marred with moments of lack of self-discipline in my mind.
Let me ask you all a question. Do you think, two-part question. Do you think that if that was a white comic up there, Will Smith would have gone up there and done it? And how do you feel about white celebrities chiming in saying, oh, I'm so traumatized. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, Jerry Springer. Oh, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, they have a right, because if you're going to put it out there like that, who's not going to comment? We already know what society we live in. This is an insta world we're living in. Anything that happens to, from the smallest to the biggest, is going to be analyzed. And then you're open to anybody's critique and anybody's opinion about what you've done and how you've done it, and there is some validity to that argument. In that, look at how we looked, it was the Oscars looking like the Source Awards, so you have issues, and when you know better, I guess you should do better is the old saying.
Yeah. And, to the question, I agree with that, George. I think to the question of would Will have slapped somebody white, or, even the question is if it was Jason Momoa or somebody, twice Will's size, would he have? I
tell you who he wouldn't have slapped. He wouldn't have slapped 50 Cent. He wouldn't have slapped $1. He wouldn't have slapped Rick Ross. He wouldn't have. There's a list of people that I'm sure will. Now, Terrence J, he might have got slapped too. There's a couple people that would have got slapped, but it definitely some people that he would not have slapped. If The Rock was up there and cracked the joke opposed to Chris Rock, believe you me, Will would have set his ass down.
You already got that right. And it's funny, this article came out about Chris Rock that apparently he used to be, afraid of letting the anger out. And, he was saying, I guess in one of his counseling sessions, that he would just take it. He would just let people walk over. Until, because one time.
You know what he got him? My sister-in-law just called me a couple of hours ago. She called my lady and told them because they were going to go see Chris Rock. He had bought the tickets some time ago. Well, guess what? They're not going to get a chance to see Chris Rock, her and her new husband. You know why? Because they sold them for 8 times the amount that they bought the tickets for.
Ooh.
The slap that's heard across the country and across the world is also heard pretty loud in Chris Rock's bank account right now. So
it worked for him. But
all thing that happens is work for your good.
That's what work for his good. I mean, but he was basically saying he would do it because, he used to be bullied, and then one day he put a brick in a book bag, almost killed somebody, to kind of let it all out. You're not going to be beating me up anymore. But because he saw how angry he was able to get, he was afraid to just let himself go there for a year.
I can see probably people messing with Chris back in the day. He don't look like he was the most handsome of the kids back then. So I think he probably grew into his looks or maybe bought some of them. So I can understand why he was saying that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I could talk mess about him now. Once you get slapped in public, everybody gonna talk mess about you now, Chris.
Men, women, kids.
I mean, they've been talking about how Will Smith has had to increase security now. They caught a drone flying over his house.
Drones fly over his house every day anyway. Okay, let me say, him and his wife, they have stayed in the news and they have stayed doing all types of things that have kept us doing whole entire shows in our industry about this couple. So if you're gonna get your roses and you're gonna get your flowers and your gold in the spotlight like that, then you got to take your manure in the spot like that too.
It's kind of a package deal. It
is a package deal, and don't we all know that?
Yeah, we do. So then, what do you guys think about Tony Rock? Tony Rock is like, hold on. Did he, try to make amends? I guess apparently at the Oscars, he went up to Chris and, tried to make peace, went up to Will, tried to make peace, but then went public, basically saying that they're good now. Tony's like, no, they're not. They have not made up. And, he just feels like he's ready to come for Will. What do you think about that?
Well, I know Tony. I know Will would have thought twice about slapping Tony opposed to slapping his brother. I know them both well, and I just think it's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I think you pick and choose, don't we? We pick and choose which moments we're going to do whatever it is. It's like the person that we say is so. That's why I think comedy is so huge right now, ladies. That we really are in a mental health crisis in this country, whether we want to admit that or not. Eventually, we will admit it, and you cannot erase that with fortune or fame or how much money or how popular you are. If you're hurting inside or something that really going and clicking well in your mind, then it's being exposed. And like you all said a little earlier in this has been 2 years of unprecedented things for all of us. Look at us doing Zooms and this is the regular now. We're doing this like we've been doing this forever, and it's not. Some of us don't even have pants on. We can't even stand up because we have had to adjust to this new way of living.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Well, I mean, to your point, to both of you, I mean, and like you said, mental health is real. But I do think that what I didn't agree with, of course, is Diddy. Diddy's an opportunist. So, of course, he's going to jump out and make it seem like,
nothing to do with him.
Yeah, maybe he said something to Will, and Will was like, "Yeah, I'm good." He said something to Chris, "Yeah, I'm good," and he brought it in like, "Oh, they're good guys." So
right.
Yeah, but
Diddy was trying to sell tickets to his after party. Okay, Diddy is about $1.
Yeah, they're gonna make a
better party down the street.
Something he was saying, and it's like, Diddy, boy, go sit down somewhere, sit this one out. But again, the reason why, at least for me, this is just so sad is because, like you said, George, earlier, this was a moment for us to shine, and I just hate that it had to be two popping A-list Black men that are on the forefront like this. I mean, for me, I just feel like, dang, y'all, like we were this close, but right. There's that.
And you can't really trust what Diddy's talking about. I don't trust anybody who keep changing their name. All right, now he got about 9 names. I just don't. Anybody who change their name every 4 or 5 years, you got to question really what their opinion is about things.
Yeah, you do. You know what, George? I love that you have kept the same name for at least as long as I've known you.
Absolutely. I have kept George Willborn. I say the second because, I don't use Junior because my dad wasn't nothing. I'm just serious. I mean, he wasn't there, so I don't use Junior. But I have kept the same name and the same phone number all these years.
Now that's big. That's huge. I mean, I can only imagine some of the calls you get.
Oh yeah. I'm glad they came up with the block feature. You know, that is the most wonderful thing.
It is wonderful. I mean, the block feature on phones, the block feature on social media.
Absolutely.
I will block you in a New York minute.
What? I will follow you to block you.
Right. And let you know right before. Okay. Oh man, this has been so much fun. This is your first time on the A-List.
Absolutely.
Will you maybe come back?
I would love to come back. You all are impeccable at what you're doing, and you're still growing in your craft. You're obviously, beautiful Black established women in this business, which is so rare and so wonderful to see. So of course I'll come back. Much continued success to you. You're glowing, Angela, just like that fireplace behind you. And Autumn, and Autumn, for a fact that Frank Ski definitely is more go-go than you. So you get your life together. And
I knew something was coming. I knew it.
No, Autumn, you keep on doing your thing because you're killing it, sweetheart. I love you all both. Much continued success. Now do anything, be a part of anything you guys ever want me to do.
All right, good, because we're going to have you back soon.
Yes.
You got it.
George, you are the best.
I'll stand up. You better stop. I'll stand up.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, no.
Hey, Autumn, you get that close, you go get an eye put out.
Goodbye, George. We were trying to keep you. Doing so well. You were doing so well. George, thank you, love.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. I love you, ladies.
I love you too. Oh my gosh. I am literally crying over here. Autumn. This was a fun show, right?
This was fun. This was a good time. I'm so happy that we had George on. At first, I was like, I don't know, but we got to have him back.
You were like the first one, like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. I won't tell George how excited you were to have him on. We'll just, keep that where it is.
I like that shirt, Angela. I like the shirt. Can you see? Yes, my good sis. Come on. Woo!
Thank you. I was feeling the pretty in pink, so I showed you mine. Show us yours.
It's like I don't know.
That's gorgeous. I am here for the poofy sleeves too.
Little poofiness, yeah.
Little poofiness in your life. I love it. All right, Autumn, shout out what you've got going on in your social media and all that stuff.
Sure. Live Squad. Of course, you can come follow me at Autumn Joy with an I Live. And this Saturday, I get the distinguished honor of hosting the Maxwell Show. Oh. Yes, girl. I am so excited about that. Yes. So I hopefully get a picture. I'll post it just for you, Angela. I know how much you
please do. But you gotta plant a little kiss on his cheek for me, and then post that.
I'm like, Maxwell, is it okay? I'm sure he'll say yes.
He won't.
I had him on my show. Yeah, I had him on my show not too long ago. So I'll be like, hey.
Do it. As for me, tomorrow night, right here, same place, 9:00, one-on-one with Raheem Devon, the Love King. So get ready. I hope everybody can join us. Hit us up on social media at WHUR-FM. Hit me up at Angela Stribling on all platforms, and Autumn at
Autumn Joy with an I Live. And make sure you catch my favorite show, Pillow Talk with Angela.
And my favorite show, Autumn Joy Live, 10 to 3, Monday to Friday, right on your favorite radio station, the #1 station in the DMV, 96.3 WHUR. Have a good night. Thank you